Yes, it's recording now.
Thank you. Hi, Bill. Welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And what brings you here today, Bill?
Look, it's a bit embarrassing, but I was having a bit of a problem. I've recently, 6 months ago, had a relationship bust up, and I'm sort of having too drinks, and I'm sort of getting drunk at night time, and it's affecting me work because I'm tired in the morning and trouble getting out of bed and running late all the time. So I just thought I was reading at work there where they talk about getting some counselling help. So I thought I'd give it a go.
I think that's brilliant. Excellent. You've taken the initiative, and that's always the first step. Definitely. And if you've identified that it's starting to affect things in your life, we can definitely move towards helping you with that and working on some strategies to deal with that, Bill. Have you done counselling before?
No, this is the first for me, and as you can see, I'm an older gentleman, so this is sort of the pride-based thing in my area. You don't give in, so this is all new for me, and I thought I'd take the step and give it a go. So I've got no other support.
Oh, that's not nice to hear, but you're very strong, and you're obviously very independent, and I am here to support you. That's my role. And counselling, while it's not for everyone, I personally think everyone can get something out of it, Bill. There's never anything wrong with a little bit of personal development. For a problem like this, I think we'd probably be looking at talking at least once a week. I'd say probably at least 10 sessions. And you think that would be okay, Bill?
Yeah. So what do we do at the sessions? Just if I can understand what are we going to do?
Well, really, I just want you to talk. I'll certainly be, I suppose, reframing some of the things that you say and trying to get you to look past, the way that you currently think about it, give you a fresh perspective on things, and give you some strategies maybe that you hadn't thought of before. So it's really what we're doing is having a conversation, and when you need guidance, it's kind of up to me, I suppose, to help lead you along that journey. That's what we're doing. It's just a journey that we're taking together. And at the end of the day, you've come for some help, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to provide you with some support and some help as you take this journey on and making a personal change. And I can't applaud you enough for coming in today. Now, our sessions are typically about an hour long. And as I said, this is something we can definitely work towards dealing with over the next even couple of months. But we do, it's something you have to commit to, Bill. So any kind of counselling, any kind of therapy, it is something you do need to commit to. And I can see that you want to help yourself. So there's no reason that this can't work.
No, that's good. I'm committed. That's why I've made the move to come and I guess if it takes 10 sessions and we get a good outcome, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, well, there's no guarantee, but typically, we should be setting a goal around there, I would say, to try and achieve some of the things that you want to achieve in that time. And what is it that you want to achieve? You want to be drinking less, or?
I think it's time to not drink at all and monitor my health and be a bit happier and healthier in your lifestyle. So they're probably the three goals I sort of want to do.
No, I think that's very, very good goals to set, and we can certainly work towards that. Now, I think a lot of different kinds of people come to counselling. This is not an incredibly complex issue. This isn't, it's not it's not anything to be ashamed of. And there's certainly a lot of people struggling with a lot of things, both at this level and, much, much worse. So this is definitely something we can manage and get through together. And when we're talking about why you drink, do you think it's that it's become a crutch, that it's making you feel powerful in some way?
Oh, I don't know if I guess it is a crutch. It gets to the point where I guess you're you've got nothing else to do, and it replaces that void in your life where you don't have anyone to talk to, you're alone, and you know, you have one beer leads to two beers, and then it leads to too many beers. It just becomes a habit, I guess.
Oh, I can understand that. But I think what we'll be working towards is definitely having you be happy with your own company and having you develop some things that you can do for yourself that make you feel good about you. That will negate the need for you to have a crutch and for you to drink. If we can just have Bill be happy with Bill, you won't need anything to achieve that, will you?
No, that sounds good, and that's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, as I said, this is a process, and my role is to guide you along. So, the best thing to do, I suppose, is to start at the beginning and for you to just tell your story, Bill. And that's where we'll start soon. And are you comfortable in this kind of setting?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's confidential, and there's only us. Yeah.
Wonderful. And you think you'll be able to make these sessions regularly?
Yeah, is it 2 a week? Is it? Is it 1 a week
If
or
that's
2?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people stick with 1 a week, but if you've got the time, 2 a week is always going to be more beneficial. Of
No,
course.
I'll do 1 a week. That gives me a week between sessions then.
Yeah, give you a bit of time to decompress and also a bit of time to sort of put some new ideas into action for yourself. I think that's great. All right. And you were talking about, I suppose, it being a pride thing coming to a counsellor, and that you're experiencing a bit of a lack of support at the moment. Do you see any reason why you might stop coming to counselling?
No, well, the only reason I see is if I'm successful and I do deal with it quicker. I guess there's no need to continue on, but that'd be the
That's
only
the fair.
reason. I'm set in my mind to deal with this issue. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the ideal end result there. But we're just trying to establish that there's nothing that's going to, I suppose, impede this process for you, Bill,
No, it's all
because we
good.
want to see you move forward as quickly as we possibly can, I suppose. Okay, so I suppose tell me a bit about the evolution of this drinking. You've obviously come to a realization lately that it's heavily affecting you. How did that really start, do you think?
Well, 6 months ago, I had the relationship break up, and you go through a bit of sad time, and then you sort of you're looking for that replacement. You start drinking, and then you becomes every night you're drinking, and then it just becomes a 7 day a week habit where you're void at night time when you get home from work. You just start drinking.
Yeah. So it's filling the space, I suppose, a little bit where that social interaction with your partner might have been before.
Yeah, and company to talk to, I guess, or something to occupy your mind, I guess.
Absolutely. Because a breakup, that's a huge change in lifestyle, isn't it? And it does alter the way you think about things and think about yourself. Before, when you were in the relationship, how often did you drink then, Bill?
Oh, very rarely. We might have a social drink on a weekend, a Saturday night or something, but most of the time we were together on the night times and done something together. You know,
Oh, no.
as little as watch a movie or something. Yeah.
And it's normal. It's very normal for us to adjust and sort of replace something we feel like we're missing. But it's not always a choice. You're not always making the choice. It's something your brain does. You do grasp at straws a little bit when you're put into a situation you're unfamiliar with. It's certainly understandable how this has happened for you. And when did you start to notice that it was affecting your life in such a negative way?
Probably the last couple of weeks where I think it's taken an impact on me health and my lifestyle, where I'm tired all through the day because I'm not getting the quality of sleep at night time because I'm obviously drinking too much and going probably being unconscious and not sleeping at night time, and being late for work and just disorganised, and you know, you have that sort of ill feeling in the mornings where your stomach's not right and you're just too flat and you've just got no energy.
Oh, absolutely. And that sort of compounds the issue, doesn't it? Because you're already maybe concerned about the drinking. and then all of a sudden you're experiencing all these other things that are a little bit out of your control as well. And it's important, it's great that you've recognized that loss of control and that you're trying to get that power back. You should be very proud of yourself. And recognizing your little victories is probably going to be the first step to recovery, to really kicking this thing. The more personal pride you can have at your little achievements, whether it's not drinking for a day or having less than you would typically in a day, as long as you feel like you're working towards something and we're celebrating that together and monitoring your progress, I feel like this is going to be a pretty easy journey for you, Bill, if we can just really keep celebrating your achievements and celebrating what you're doing right. Are you comfortable with that?
Very comfortable, yeah. That's the outcome I want to achieve, yeah.
And I know I get a lot of men who are not very good at patting themselves on the back. So as long as you can be comfortable with congratulating yourself and really meaning it, this is going to be an easy process, I think, for you. Long. It seems long. It always seems a bit long and draining, but we'll definitely get there, Bill. Definitely. And as far as support goes, so you don't have a lot of support around you, but you've got people in your life that you can talk to?
No, I'm living away from all my family, so I'm basically got no family support around me. The last 6 months, because I'm, in a relationship, you have your sets of friends, and I guess they were dual friends, so they don't want to take sides, so they've sort of drifted away. So basically, I haven't got many friends around for support. So.
Oh, and that's really, so it's more than just the loss of one person from your life at the end of the day. This is an entirely new lifestyle you're trying to adapt to. Very difficult. And how were you emotionally after the breakup?
Oh, I've been 6 months. I think I'm over it now, and I think that's one of the reasons I'm looking for help, is I'm ready to let it all go and move on and start that new life.
And you've got some really nice, good goals to be working towards here. As for not having family around, can you speak to them on the phone?
Oh, absolutely. I do speak to me grandkids and all that by Skype and that sort of stuff. So yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, Bill, if we can reinsert a little bit more social interaction into your world, I think that's going to help along this process as well. How do you feel about moving forward and trying to just reinsert a little bit more social interaction into your life?
No, it's good, because I enjoyed going out. I was in the fishing club, and I haven't been fishing for 6 months and that sort of stuff. So.
Oh, wow. So if we can start, what happens with the drinking is we start to replace the things that we're missing. Definitely start to replace the things that we're missing. But if we can replace, you've identified this as a negative habit now, if we can start to replace that negative habit with something much more positive, that's I think maybe how we should be working towards it. Do you think, to almost regain what you had before in a time when you didn't feel like you needed the alcohol?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. So if we can work on strengthening those relationships moving forward, I'm really hoping that you'll have an easy time sort of moving through this process. Excellent. Okay. So I've got your medical history here as well. That's been sent through by your GP. And you haven't disclosed to your GP that you're having a problem with alcohol?
No.
That's fair. That's fair. It is important for your health and well-being. You were talking about that being another focus, is that you want to focus on your health. I would urge you to talk to your GP about this as well, because he may have some additional strategies, medical strategies, that can help you along this journey as well. This is about self-discovery and self-improvement, the way we're talking to each other, but doctors have some other more practical methods as well that can help you along this journey. So think of it like a team. We're going to incorporate your family and friends, and we're going to incorporate your GP, so that you are well supported, because you do have a stronger support network than what you probably realise. I think if we can definitely sort of come at it from all sides, Bill. Do you feel supported at the moment? Before you've come here, you probably, it seems as if you don't feel supported.
No, I've never sort of thought it in that sense of involving everyone, but yeah, if you got a multitude of support, it'd be a lot better, yeah. Or avenues that I can use, yeah.
Yeah, and that is almost building a circle of security for yourself as well. So if we can start working on that over the next couple of weeks, disclose to your doctor definitely. Whether you disclose to friends and family what's going on is completely up to you. The point there is to definitely build Bill up. And that means, you know, surrounding Bill with people who love you and care about you and can help you through this journey, because it can be difficult to talk about yourself, and it can leave you feeling after sessions a little bit drained, a little bit probably vulnerable. So having a safe person to call later on and to speak to and to sort of decompress and debrief about how you're feeling and what you've gone through can be really, really helpful. So while I would never normally dispense advice, there are some things that can definitely help you along the counselling journey. So definitely take that under advisement, I would say. All right. And your expectations, Bill. You expect to be able to deal with this habit. How long do you think it will take in your mind?
I think it's could take quite a few weeks actually. By the time you build up a network and get back in the routine and find them replacement strategies instead of drinking, I think that could take 5 or 6 weeks, I guess.
And is your expectation you want to stop drinking altogether?
Yeah, it's time to give it away.
Yeah, and that includes in a social context.
Yeah, it gets to the point, I guess, and maybe an older mind thinking is, you know, as you get older, your health, you've got to watch that, and any improvement you can do for your life, it just gives you that extra time to stay around longer, I guess.
And you're really coming at it for all the right reasons, I think. So I would applaud you on that. And thank you so much for coming in. So the way I would look at it is, yeah, as we were talking about, if you're happy with 1 session a week, we say 1 hour session a week. And if you're happy to commit to 10 weeks, Bill, we'll put that in writing and we'll move forward so that you can measure your progress as well.
That's good.
Yeah. It does make it measurable, and it's much harder to achieve goals when you can measure your progress.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a contract between you and I, that we will, you know, commit to working on this together for the next 10 weeks or so at least. And hopefully, I think we'll be seeing some improvement within that amount of time. Whether we can fix the problem, I mean, that's the limitation of counselling. That really does depend on how things go and the progress that we make together. But we're always moving towards a solution. If you want it to get better and we're both working on it, there's really no way it can get worse.
No,
so
that's good.
every bit is progress. Okay. And if you're ever feeling helpless, if you're ever feeling anxious, if you can write that down and if you can bring that to me in our next session so that we can go through the times when you have been feeling helpless and the times where you have felt that you needed that little bit of extra help. And while I might not have been able to be there for you at the time, we can certainly work towards making you feel better in that situation in the future, in between sessions. Okay?
No, that's good.
All right. Well, we might leave that there for today, but it's been really great getting to know you, Bill. And I'm really looking forward to going on this journey with you. I see big things happening for you in the future.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks so much for your time.
See you.
Have a good day.